with the growth that we've had and the opportunity in front of us, it's completely on the horizon. For me, we got very fortunate starting the business and being able to leverage customer deposits and exclusive type deals to be able to fund the business. And I've very much funded the business on a small line of credit, family, friends. Aside from that, we've been really cash flow positive ever since. Definitely open to investment money in the future.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Today in Raising Cannabis Capital, we are joined by Brett Gelfand, the CEO of PAQcase. Brett, welcome to the show.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great. Got to say, I want to start off by congratulating you on this product. I love it. Everything about PAQcase, the design, its simplicity, its functionality. I even like your logo. I mean, everything is tight. Super well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Hasn't been easy, but I'm glad we're coming along.
Well, it's like one of those ideas that's like in front of everybody and nobody saw it. I think it's so great. Before we get into it, I'm going to let you explain to some of our listeners who may not have as much experience with cannabis what some of the challenges people face transporting and storing their pre-rolls, or as we used to call them, joints.
Sure. From a general high level, I'm sure if you are a joint smoker or you know a friend that smokes joints, it is one of the situations where you think, how can you transport your joints? You see people putting joints in Ziploc baggies that get crushed, or trying to use like maybe an old cigarette box or something. And there really hasn't been a good solution. It's funny because I had no idea what a pre-roll was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Basically, my first job out of college, I was hired as an executive assistant to a vertically integrated cannabis company, like right around Aspen, Colorado. I heard about our team trying to launch this new line of pre-rolls. And back then it was like a year after legalization. Pre-rolls were like the bottom of the barrel. We would put like the nastiest stuff, throw it in a pre-roll and sell it for like $10. And that's what everyone was doing. Pre-rolls did not have a good name in the industry when it started in Colorado. Kind of a crazy story. My boss as a CEO got sick and I was basically running the business. And I was thinking, no one rolls their own cigarettes these days. Like pre-rolls are going to become a hot product. The joint that is basically is pre-filled in a cone makes it really easy for production. And people are going to start putting better product in there, and they're going to be better packaging and better just branding. And the problem was there was not a good case or any kind of packaging to lead to the good packaging, presentation, and preservation of pre-roll joints. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it myself. Ended up inventing the PAQcase and manufacturing units for brands all over North America and legal cannabis states to really have an amazing brand of pre-rolls, which is now becoming, as I thought, one of the hottest products of the cannabis industry.
From executive assistant to CEO to now owner of a... good for you. That's
welcome
awesome.
To cannabis.
Yeah,
welcome to the cannabis world, man. I had a business degree out in the mountains of Colorado. So, you know what? Why not promote Brett to CEO? That makes sense. Right?
You're going to do it in a lot worse places, that's for sure. Well, the PAQcase, I mean, for those that haven't seen it, and if you haven't, you need to visit the website. It's sleek, it's smaller than a cell phone. It fits in your pocket. You use recyclable plastic, and it's crush-proof. I think what really is the difference, what makes it so it's not a commodity, is this inner gasket seal.
100%. And we were the first ones ever to have a gasket seal child-resistant product. And when I was in Colorado, big problem that we had with packaging was shelf life and preservation. And I figured, wow, if I could come out with a child-resistant product that also has a gasket seal, this leads to not only consumer value, but also value on a shelf and also odor resistance. And we actually have a utility patent that was recently filed and approved after 3 years in September for child-resistant gasket sealed case, really designed for elongated materials or pre-rolls, really. The gasket is pretty much what makes us so different from anything else on the market. Like I said, preservation, odor resistancy. It does make our product more expensive. We are premium pre-roll packaging. That to us is our bread and butter. Brands that we work with put a lot of value, not only in their product and the quality of their product, but what it's stored in. And we have something that's way better than a tube tube.
They throw that out. With yours, you just hang on to it. You're not wasting it. It's not going into a landfill.
100%. And if we wanted to get into the conversation about recycling and sustainability, that to me is how everything needs to be in our world. Having throwaway packaging is just not a sustainable option anywhere.
I'm going to jump here, but as far as reusable or making sure you don't waste, talk about the roach-coach.
Absolutely. I think that's a fan favorite. On the bottom of our case, there's a little hidden compartment. The average consumer can't smoke an entire J themselves. So instead of putting it back in the main compartment, we have this secret compartment on the bottom where you can store your roach to smoke later. It does give you the ability to store it in a safe environment and dispose of it properly later.
I think that's a clever name. You've so many partnerships, but the one that really just jumped out at me was the deal that you guys did with Canopy Growth Corp. They're using the J-Pack as their primary packaging. I mean, that has got to be great for your company.
100%. It's been an amazing relationship. We actually started the business with that relationship solidified in an exclusive arrangement. Exclusively in Canada, Canopy has been selling our 5-pack packaging for all of their brands. To be able to be partnered with such an incredible company and to be able to kind of piggyback off all of the big things they're doing with different brands. But yeah, it's been great. And they're an amazing company, what they've done.
I know it's been really helpful for you, but I mean, you have an amazing company right now. I mean, you're really just getting out of the gate. I saw your first year revenues. I was like, you killed it.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to take a step back and kind of just look at the lay of the land and be proud of the accomplishments of the business and where we've gotten after, just grinding every day. I mean, it's only been 1 year since we really launched the product. We're pretty much at $3 million in revenue, and we're hoping to grow much more this year. And I love this industry because every time a state goes legal, you get a whole new market. And for an ancillary product like ours, everyone's looking for the hottest, most innovative packaging and marketing and whatever to keep them competitive. And there's really not a better way to do it for pre-rolls than with our J-Packs.
Well, you're off to a great start. And I mean, the revenue is great, but what's even more exciting is that you're cash flow positive. This is a perfect investment for a lot of investors who are still not comfortable with making a plant touching, even though this is it ends up touching the plant, but it's an ancillary product. I'm sure there are a lot of people or will be interested in investing. And by the way, is there ever a point where you're going to consider raising money?
I think with the growth that we've had and the opportunity in front of us, it's completely on the horizon. For me, we got very fortunate starting the business and being able to leverage customer deposits and exclusive type deals to be able to fund the business. I've very much funded the business on a small line of credit, family, friends. Aside from that, we've been really cash flow positive ever since. Definitely open to investment money in the future, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, we'll have you back on the show when that happens. And I'm sure if people wanted to reach out to you and have the conversation, I'm sure you're not going to not take their calls. But
Of course not. Of course not. No, not at all.
Well, we've been speaking with Brett Gelfand from PAQcase, and all his information and links to their websites will be in the show notes and on MJBulls.com. Brett, thanks for being on the show.
Dan, thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun, and glad we got to connect today.
Me too. Good luck with this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.